Imagine yourself as a vast and intricate library, every experience, every face, every word archived in your mind. Memory is the tireless librarian. Without memory, who would we be? Lost in fleeting moments, unable to recall. Our past shapes our present. Memory weaves the tapestry of our lives. It's the foundation of relationships and passions. Memory is indispensable. How does this process unfold in our brains? How do we acquire and access knowledge? The answers lie in our exploration today. Join me as we uncover the secrets of learning and memory. Together we'll understand how our brains transform experiences into lasting impressions. Hidden within the confines of our skulls lies a universe of unimaginable complexity, the human brain. A universe teeming with billions upon billions of specialized cells called neurons, each one a tiny messenger carrying whispers of information across an intricate network of connections. Imagine, if you will, these neurons as stars scattered across the cosmic expanse of your mind, and the spaces between them, the synapses, as vast gulfs of possibility. When we encounter something new, a breathtaking sunset, a captivating melody, the taste of a perfectly ripe mango, our neurons spring into action. Electrical impulses, like shooting stars, race across the synapses, forging new pathways and strengthening existing ones. This intricate dance of electrical and chemical signaling is the language of our brains, the very essence of learning. But the process of learning is not merely about forging new connections, it's also about refining them. With repeated exposure, the pathways that are most frequently traveled become stronger, more efficient, like well-trodden paths through a dense forest. This is how we master new skills, internalize knowledge, and make memories stick. Our journey into the realm of memory begins with a simple truth. Not all memories are created equal. Some memories fade quickly, while others remain etched in our minds forever. Our memories are dynamic constructs shaped by our emotions and experiences. They tell us who we are, where we've been, and where we're headed. Imagine the human brain as an intricate clockwork mechanism, a symphony of gears and springs working in perfect harmony. Each tick of the clock, a surge of electrical activity, courses through the labyrinthine network of neurons, carrying with it the raw materials of memory. These neurons, billions upon billions of them, form the very fabric of our minds, their interconnectedness the key to our ability to remember. Picture, if you will, a single neuron, a star-shaped cell with long, slender arms reaching out to touch its neighbors. These arms, called dendrites, receive messages from other neurons, while a long, tail-like structure called an axon transmits messages to other cells. At the end of each axon lies a tiny gap, a synapse, across which chemical messengers, neurotransmitters, leap, carrying their precious cargo of information. This intricate dance of electrical and chemical signaling is the language of the brain, the very essence of thought, feeling, and memory. Every time we experience something new, every time we learn a new fact or master a new skill, our brains are hard at work, forging new connections between neurons, strengthening existing pathways, and refining the intricate circuitry that makes us who we are. Imagine the human brain as an intricate clockwork mechanism, a symphony of gears and springs working in perfect harmony. Each tick of the clock, a surge of electrical activity, courses through the labyrinthine network of neurons, carrying with it the raw materials of memory. These neurons, billions upon billions of them, form the very fabric of our minds, their interconnectedness the key to our ability to remember. The journey of a memory begins with a moment, a sensory experience that washes over us. Our brains transform raw sensory data into the language of neurons and synapses. Imagine a painter capturing a fleeting sunset with bold strokes of color. Our brains, like skilled artists, employ various techniques to encode memories. Some memories are captured effortlessly by our senses. Think of the scent of freshly baked bread, transporting you back to childhood. Other memories require deliberate effort and mental energy. The depth of a memory depends on the level of processing during encoding. A fleeting glimpse of a stranger's face might be encoded superficially, while a meaningful conversation with a loved one is encoded more deeply. Once a memory has been encoded, it must be stored somewhere within the vast library of our minds, ready to be retrieved at a moment's notice. This is the realm of memory storage, a process as complex and multifaceted as the memories themselves. Imagine a vast and intricate library, its shelves overflowing with books containing the stories of our lives. Our brains employ a hierarchical system of storage, sorting memories based on their type, duration, and significance. Short-term memory, like a mental notepad, holds small amounts of information for brief periods, just long enough for us to complete a task or follow a conversation. Long-term memory, on the other hand, has a virtually limitless capacity, capable of storing memories for a lifetime. Within long-term memory, memories are further categorized according to their content and function. Explicit memories, also known as declarative memories, are those that we can consciously recall and articulate, such as facts, events, and personal experiences. Implicit memories, on the other hand, operate beneath the surface of conscious awareness, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without our conscious knowledge. Imagine reaching into the vast library of your mind, your fingers trailing along the spines of countless volumes, each one a memory waiting to be reawakened. This is retrieval, the process by which we access and bring stored memories back into conscious awareness. It is the act of remembering, of reliving the past in the present. Retrieval is not a perfect process, and sometimes the memories we seek remain frustratingly out of reach, hidden in the recesses of our minds. Like a dusty old book, a memory's accessibility depends on a variety of factors, including the strength of the original encoding, the frequency with which it has been retrieved in the past, and the presence of retrieval cues. Retrieval cues act like search terms for our memories, triggering associations that help us to locate and access the information we seek. A familiar scent, a snatch of music, a specific location, all of these can serve as powerful retrieval cues, unlocking memories that we thought were lost forever. Memory, for all its wonder and complexity, is not a perfect recording device. It is a dynamic and ever-changing process, susceptible to distortion, forgetting, and the subjective nature of our own perceptions. Our memories are not static entities frozen in time, but rather fluid narratives that we constantly reshape and reinterpret in light of new experiences and understandings. Consider the act of eyewitness testimony, often presented as irrefutable evidence in courtrooms. While our memories may feel vivid and real, research has shown that they are surprisingly susceptible to suggestion, bias, and the passage of time. False memories, entirely fabricated or distorted recollections of events that never actually happened, can be implanted with surprising ease, highlighting the malleable nature of our own minds. Forgetting, too, is an integral part of the human experience. While we may lament the loss of cherished memories, it is important to remember that forgetting serves an adaptive purpose. It allows us to clear away mental clutter, prioritize important information, and adapt to ever-changing circumstances. Picture a grand theatre, its velvet curtains drawn back to reveal the stage of your mind. Memories take center stage, each a unique performance of sensory experiences, emotions, and thoughts. This theatre is constantly abuzz, weaving the tapestry of your life story. Some memories burst forth like dazzling musical numbers, vivid and emotionally resonant. These are your episodic memories, personal recollections shaping your journey. Imagine yourself transported back to a cherished childhood memory. The sun-drenched days of summer vacation, the scent of freshly cut grass, the taste of your grandmother's homemade lemonade. These vivid, emotionally charged recollections are the hallmarks of episodic memory, the type of memory that allows us to travel back in time and relive past experiences. Episodic memories are like snapshots of our lives, capturing not only the events themselves, but also the emotions we felt, the people we were with, and the sensory details that made each moment unique. They are the memories that define who we are, the stories we tell ourselves and others about our past, shaping our present and guiding our future. However, like old photographs, episodic memories can fade with time, their edges becoming blurred, their details less precise. The emotions associated with these memories, however, often remain strong, serving as powerful reminders of the people, places, and experiences that have shaped our lives. Consider for a moment the vast storehouse of knowledge you possess. The names of the planets in our solar system, the rules of grammar, the lyrics to your favorite song. This treasure trove of facts, concepts, and general knowledge is the domain of semantic memory, the type of memory that forms the foundation of our understanding of the world. Semantic memory is like a vast encyclopedia, constantly being updated with new information as we learn and grow. It allows us to make sense of the world around us, to categorize objects, understand language, and engage in complex thought. Unlike episodic memories, which are tied to specific times and places, semantic memories are more abstract and generalized, representing our accumulated knowledge about the world. Without semantic memory, our lives would be a chaotic jumble of disconnected experiences. We would be unable to recognize objects, understand language, or form coherent thoughts. It is the glue that binds our experiences together, providing the context for our lives. Think about the effortless grace with which you ride a bike, tie your shoelaces, or play a musical instrument. These skills, once acquired through conscious effort, now reside in the realm of procedural memory, the type of memory responsible for knowing how to do things. Procedural memories are acquired through repetition and practice, gradually becoming more automatic and effortless over time. They are the memories that allow us to perform complex actions without conscious thought, freeing up our cognitive resources for other tasks. Unlike episodic or semantic memories, procedural memories are difficult to verbalize or consciously recall. Try explaining how to ride a bike to someone who has never done it before. You'll likely find it surprisingly challenging. This is because procedural memories are stored and retrieved differently, relying on motor skills and sensory feedback rather than conscious recollection. Imagine your mind as a bustling office with a small notepad on the desk representing your short-term memory. This notepad is where you jot down important information, phone numbers, to-do lists, and fleeting thoughts. All the things you need to keep in mind for a short period. Short-term memory is like a mental juggling act, holding a limited amount of information in an active, readily available state for a short time, typically only a few seconds to a minute. It's the information we're currently thinking about or consciously aware of, and it's essential for everyday tasks like following a conversation, solving a math problem, or remembering where we parked the car. However, short-term memory is incredibly limited in both capacity and duration. Without rehearsal or active effort to maintain the information, it quickly fades away, like words written in disappearing ink. Beyond the fleeting scribbles of short-term memory lies the vast and enduring repository of long-term memory, the storehouse of our most meaningful experiences, knowledge, and skills. Imagine a grand library, its shelves overflowing with books, each one a memory waiting to be rediscovered. Long-term memory has a virtually unlimited capacity, capable of storing information for a lifetime. It's the repository of our personal histories, the foundation of our identities, and the source of our wisdom. From cherished childhood memories to the intricate details of our professions, long-term memory shapes who we are and how we navigate the world. Unlike short-term memory, which fades quickly without rehearsal, information stored in long-term memory can last a lifetime, though its accessibility may fluctuate over time. The memories we revisit most often, those that are deeply encoded and emotionally significant, tend to remain the most vivid and readily accessible. Our memories are not isolated entities, neatly categorized and stored away in separate compartments of the brain. Instead, they exist in a dynamic interplay, constantly influencing and shaping one another. Short-term memory acts as a gateway to long-term memory, holding information in an active state until it can be encoded and transferred to more permanent storage. Imagine a group of musicians, each playing a different instrument. Short-term memory is like the conductor, bringing in different instruments at the right time, keeping the melody flowing. Long-term memory is like the orchestra itself, providing the depth and richness of the music. The different types of memory work together seamlessly, allowing us to learn from our experiences, build upon our knowledge, and navigate the complexities of daily life. Understanding how these memory systems interact is essential for unlocking the full potential of our minds. Our minds are not merely passive vessels into which information is poured and later retrieved on demand. They are dynamic, ever-evolving landscapes shaped by our experiences, emotions, and the very act of remembering itself. Just as a gardener tends to their plants, nurturing their growth and ensuring their vitality, so too must we cultivate the gardens of our minds, employing strategies that enhance encoding, storage, and retrieval. For centuries, memory experts have sought to unlock the secrets of exceptional recall, exploring techniques that harness the brain's natural learning mechanisms. From the ancient art of memory palaces to the modern science of spaced repetition, these methods offer powerful tools for improving our ability to remember names, dates, facts, and even entire languages. The key to unlocking the power of recall lies in understanding that memory is not a fixed entity, but rather a skill that can be honed and strengthened through practice and the strategic application of proven techniques. By embracing these methods, we can transform our minds into veritable storehouses of knowledge, readily accessible whenever we need them. Imagine for a moment that you're trying to remember a list of groceries: milk, eggs, bread, bananas, and coffee. A simple task, you might think, but as you go about your day, distractions arise and the list begins to fade from memory. This is where mnemonic devices come to the rescue, offering clever shortcuts for encoding and retrieving information. Mnemonic devices are memory techniques that rely on associations, patterns, and imagery to make information more memorable. They work by transforming abstract or difficult to remember information into something more concrete, meaningful, or simply more fun. In the case of our grocery list, we could use an acronym such as MeBBC, or create a vivid image such as a carton of milk balancing precariously on a stack of eggs, a loaf of bread tucked under its wing, and a bunch of bananas dangling from its spout, from the simple rhyme. 30 days hath September, to the more elaborate method of loci, which involves mentally placing objects to be remembered along a familiar route. Mnemonic devices have been used for centuries by memory champions and everyday people alike to enhance recall. The passage of time can be a cruel thief of memories, gradually eroding the vividness of our recollections and leaving us struggling to recall details that were once crystal clear. This phenomenon, known as the forgetting curve, describes the exponential rate at which we tend to forget newly learned information. However, all hope is not lost. Just as a weightlifter must progressively increase their load to build muscle, so too can we strengthen our memories by strategically spacing out our review sessions. This technique, known as spaced repetition, involves revisiting information at increasing intervals, forcing our brains to work harder to retrieve it, and thereby strengthening the memory trace. Imagine studying a new language. Instead of cramming vocabulary words the night before a test, only to forget them shortly thereafter, spaced repetition encourages us to review the words again the next day, then a few days later, then a week later, and so on. This strategic spacing allows us to outsmart the forgetting curve, ensuring that the information remains fresh in our minds. Our brains are not passive receptacles for information, simply absorbing whatever is presented to them. They are active, engaged organs, constantly seeking patterns, making connections, and constructing meaning from the world around us. It is this active engagement that holds the key to unlocking long-term retention. Think about the difference between passively listening to a lecture and actively participating in a discussion. When we are actively engaged with the material, asking questions, summarizing key points, and relating the information to our own experiences, we create multiple pathways for encoding and retrieval. Whether it's teaching a concept to someone else, writing about it in our own words, or applying it to a real-world problem, active engagement forces us to interact with the information on a deeper level, making it more meaningful and therefore more memorable. Imagine trying to remember a long string of random numbers, such as 8675309. A daunting task, to be sure. But what if we were to break that string down into smaller, more manageable chunks like 8675309? Suddenly the task becomes much easier. This is the power of chunking, a memory technique that involves grouping information into smaller units, making it easier to encode, store, and retrieve. Our short-term memory has a limited capacity, typically holding only about 7 plus or minus 2 items at a time. By chunking information into meaningful groups, we can effectively increase the amount of information we can hold in mind at once. Chunking is particularly useful for remembering sequences such as phone numbers, credit card numbers, and historical dates. By grouping the digits into smaller chunks, we reduce the cognitive load and make the information more meaningful. Humans are storytelling creatures. From the campfire tales of our ancestors to the novels we devour today, stories have a unique power to captivate our imaginations and stay with us long after we've finished reading them. This innate love of stories can be harnessed to enhance our memory as well. When we weave information into a narrative, we engage multiple areas of the brain, including those responsible for language, emotion, and sensory processing. This creates a richer, more interconnected network of associations, making the information more memorable. Imagine trying to remember the names of the planets in our solar system. Instead of simply rote memorization, we could create a story about a family of celestial beings, each with their own unique personality and quirks. By embedding the names of the planets into a memorable narrative, we make them more meaningful and easier to recall. In our fast-paced, information-saturated world, it's all too easy to find ourselves skimming the surface of experience, our minds flitting from one distraction to the next. This lack of presence, this tendency to operate on autopilot, can hinder our ability to encode memories effectively. Mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, offers a powerful antidote to this modern-day malady. When we approach our experiences with mindfulness, we engage more fully with our senses, noticing the details, the emotions, and the unique qualities of each moment. This heightened awareness, this deliberate focus on the present, enhances encoding by creating stronger, more vivid memory traces. Whether it's savoring a delicious meal, engaging in a meaningful conversation, or simply taking a few moments to appreciate the beauty of our surroundings, mindfulness can transform everyday experiences into opportunities for enriching our memory banks. Imagine your brain as a bustling city at day's end. As night falls, the city quiets down, but it's not inactive. Sleep is crucial for rejuvenation and memory consolidation. Our brains replay experiences, strengthening neural pathways. A good night's sleep is like pressing the save button on our experiences. Just as a car requires high-quality fuel to perform at its best, so too does our brain depend on a steady supply of nutrients to function optimally. Our dietary choices have a direct impact on our cognitive health, influencing everything from our mood and energy levels to our ability to learn and remember. Think of your brain as a complex and powerful computer, its intricate circuitry firing away, processing information and storing memories. Just like any high-performance machine, our brains require the right fuel to operate at peak efficiency. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein provides the essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that our brains need to thrive. Consider the role of omega-3 fatty acids found abundantly in fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel. These essential fats are crucial for brain health, supporting cognitive function, memory, and even mood regulation. Antioxidant-rich foods like blueberries, strawberries, and spinach help protect our brains from oxidative stress, which can damage brain cells and impair memory. For centuries, philosophers and scientists have recognized the intimate connection between the body and the mind. We are not simply thinking machines detached from our physical selves. Our bodies and minds are inextricably intertwined, each influencing the other in profound ways. And when it comes to memory, the evidence is clear. What's good for the body is also good for the brain. Exercise, that miracle drug we often neglect to take, offers a wealth of benefits for both our physical and cognitive health. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivering a surge of oxygen and nutrients to those hungry neurons. It also stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that promotes the growth and survival of brain cells, particularly in the hippocampus, a region of the brain crucial for memory formation. Think of it this way. Imagine your brain as a muscle, capable of growing stronger with exercise. Just as lifting weights strengthens our biceps and squats tone our legs, so too can physical activity enhance our cognitive abilities, including memory, attention, and processing speed. In our fast-paced, demanding world, stress has become an unwelcome companion for many of us. From deadlines at work to traffic jams to the never-ending to-do list, our lives are filled with stresses that can take a toll on our physical and mental well-being, including our memory. Imagine your brain as a serene garden, its neural pathways flourishing like well-tended plants. Chronic stress, however, acts like a relentless weed, choking out those delicate connections and impairing the garden's ability to thrive. When we are stressed, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, which in small doses can be helpful, but in excess can damage brain cells, particularly in the hippocampus, a region crucial for memory. Chronic stress can manifest in our lives in insidious ways, leading to difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, and even impaired decision-making. It's like trying to recall a crucial piece of information while a dozen anxious thoughts are swirling around in your head. The mental clutter makes it nearly impossible to focus. Our brains are not static entities destined to decline with age. They are dynamic, ever-evolving organs capable of growth and adaptation throughout our lives. Just as a muscle grows stronger with use, so too does our brain benefit from mental stimulation and the continuous acquisition of new knowledge and skills. Imagine your brain as a vast and intricate forest, its neural pathways forming an intricate network of interconnected trails. Every time we learn something new, every time we challenge ourselves mentally, we forge new trails through this forest, strengthening existing connections and creating new ones. This process, known as neuroplasticity, is the key to maintaining a sharp and agile mind throughout our lives. Think of it this way. Imagine a retired athlete who stops training altogether. Over time, their muscles would atrophy, their endurance would wane, and their once impressive skills would diminish. The same principle applies to our brains. Without regular mental exercise, our cognitive abilities can decline. As we reach the final act of our exploration into the captivating world of learning and memory, let us reflect on the profound impact these processes have on our lives. Memory shapes our identities, guides our decisions, and connects us to the human experience. Imagine a world devoid of memory. Our lives would be reduced to disconnected moments, devoid of continuity or meaning. Just as a garden requires constant tending to flourish, so too does our memory benefit from ongoing care and cultivation. The journey of learning and memory is not a destination, but rather a lifelong pursuit, an ever-evolving exploration of the vast and intricate landscapes of our minds. By embracing the principles and techniques we've explored together, from the power of active engagement and spaced repetition to the importance of sleep, diet, and stress management, we can empower ourselves to become better learners, to sharpen our cognitive abilities, and to unlock the full potential of our memories. The beauty of this journey lies not only in the destination, but also in the process itself. Every new piece of information we acquire, every skill we master, every connection we forge between ideas expands our cognitive horizons, enriching our understanding of the world and ourselves. Within each of us lies a universe of unimaginable complexity, a symphony of neural networks firing in concert, weaving together the intricate tapestry of thought, emotion, and experience. Our brains are not static entities, but rather dynamic, ever-evolving landscapes shaped by our genes, our environments, and the very act of thinking itself. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the human mind, we uncover ever more astonishing truths about our capacity for learning, memory, and creativity. The field of neuroscience is constantly expanding, revealing new insights into the workings of our brains and offering exciting possibilities for enhancing our cognitive abilities. The journey of exploration, however, begins not in a laboratory or a textbook, but rather within the confines of our own minds. By cultivating a sense of curiosity, by questioning our assumptions, and by embracing the unknown, we embark on a lifelong adventure of self-discovery, unlocking the secrets of our own cognitive universe. As we conclude our exploration into the fascinating world of learning and memory, let us carry with us the knowledge that our minds are not merely vessels to be filled, but rather gardens to be cultivated, fires to be kindled, and symphonies to be conducted. The power to shape our memories, to enhance our cognitive abilities, and to unlock the full potential of our minds lies within each of us. By embracing the principles of active learning, by nurturing our brains with healthy habits, and by cultivating a lifelong love of learning, we can ensure that our memories remain vibrant, our minds stay sharp, and our capacity for wonder never fades. Go forth, my friends, and embrace the extraordinary gift of memory. Remember the past with fondness, embrace the present with mindfulness, and look to the future with hope and a thirst for knowledge. The journey of learning and memory is a lifelong adventure, and the most incredible discoveries are yet to come.